Huawei's MatePad Pro has been a success due to its capabilities to be a reliable workstation while being a lot lighter than a traditional laptop. Hence, you can easily bring it just about anywhere and whip it out whenever you need it. Although for those who are just looking for something more affordable without compromising performance, there's the Huawei MatePad, which is a little bit smaller in size but not in features. Hey guys, Kevin here, welcome back. You're with the Modern Creatures. Today we're taking a closer look at the Huawei MatePad. But before we get to that, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that bell icon since we upload videos like this regularly. And with that out of the way, let's get on with the video. Like we mentioned in our unboxing, the Huawei MatePad sports a slim and minimalistic design. The overall build fits well in the hand thanks to its rounded corners and filleted edges. In terms of weight, the device has some heft to it but isn't hard to bring around at all. The front camera can be found on the top bezel when holding the device in landscape orientation. Turning the tablet over reveals the single rear camera on the top left and nothing else. The MatePad only comes in this midnight gray color and has a sleek matte finish, as you can see. There are 4 speakers on the MatePad. For ports, we have a single USB Type-C for charging as well as data transmission and reverse charging. We also have a single nano SIM slot to the side, but no headphone jack anywhere inside. Although it does come with a USB Type-C to 3.5mm adapter for use with wired headphones. Along with the MatePad, Huawei also sent us the M-Pencil and folio case. The folio case gave the device extra protection while also doubling as a stand for the tablet. The M-Pencil is lightweight with a hexagonal design and comes with a separate USB-C charger. The Huawei MatePad houses a 10.4-inch IPS screen with a 2000 by 1200 resolution and 16:9 aspect ratio. Bezels are fairly narrow at 7.9mm with a screen-to-body ratio of 84%, just thick enough to hold the device without accidentally activating anything on the screen. The display is a 10-point touchscreen coated with an anti-fingerprint solution. It's able to produce bright and rich images, and swiping through its menu and apps are smooth. We experienced a bit of glare, but the screen, more often than not, was able to combat it with its brightness. And with most of us either studying or working from home, it's a given that a lot of our time is spent looking at the screen. Huawei takes this into consideration and has included an eye comfort mode, which makes the display 2 of Rhineland low blue light certified. For longer reading sessions, the MatePad introduces the new ebook mode that adjusts the contrast and brightness of the display to mimic an e-reader like Kindle. Watching movies or shows on Netflix proved to be an enjoyable experience, not just because of the higher resolution and cinematic aspect ratio, but also because of the onboard quad speakers with sound by Harman Kardon. Now, one of the main features of the MatePad is its capability in drawing and digital illustration. Vika was able to spend a lot more time exploring how the MatePad and M-Pencil would work for artists, so let me hand you off to her to get her insights. Plus, I suck at drawing.
Thanks, Kev, and hello everyone! So first things first, let's talk about the design. The Huawei M-Pencil sports a hexagonal, pencil-like shape that's meant to mimic the feel of an actual pencil. At first though, I found it to be quite thin since I'm used to a thicker stylus, but it was actually pretty easy to get used to. It claims to have almost unnoticeable lag, and I found this to be true on most occasions. Looking very closely, you can see just a tiny bit of input lag from the pen to the tablet. This may be due to the glass that adds some distance from the pen to the actual screen. Some apps also dictate the pen's accuracy. Using drawing apps like Concept showed very little lag, but using Adobe Illustrator Draw showed a very significant lag between the pen tip and the brush stroke. In my experience, when using a Wacom, even the lightest pressure can produce very thin strokes. The M-Pencil, however, doesn't respond when the pressure is just too light. To get a thin line, you still need to apply a bit of pressure. This necessarily isn't a bad thing, but for light-handed users like me, it may be a bit of an inconvenience. To test wobble and jitter, I drew straight lines very slowly using an app with no software correction. When the M-Pencil is slightly tilted, it produces a little jitter that doesn't come from handling. You can see the difference when you try to slowly draw straight lines with the pencil straight up. Huawei says that the M-Pencil is capable of 4096 levels of pressure sensitivity. This is at par with Wacom's Intuos drawing tablet. So when using the device for drawing or sketching, the pressure sensitivity generally works well. Huawei says that the M-Pencil is highly sensitive to tilt, and that we have to agree with. Tilting the pen produced clean strokes which made it easy to shade or create different line widths. The tablet's palm rejection technology also works well, but it did have some issues. It sometimes couldn't identify my palm, especially when the pen was hovering. This caused unwanted marks and flicks when we used the tablet for sketching. Drawing this way produces cleaner and smoother lines, and that jitter that you see comes from the hand's natural wobble. The M-Pencil isn't heavy to use, and its thickness and overall build do feel like an actual pencil. Overall, the MatePad combined with the M-Pencil makes for very capable digital illustration tools. And while it might not totally replicate the feeling of drawing traditionally on paper, it does a very close job of doing so. While there are a few hiccups here and there, most of them can be remedied by software correction found on different drawing apps. And that's it for me. Let me hand you back off to Kevin to talk about the rest of the MatePad's features.
For both front and rear, the MatePad carries single 8-megapixel cameras. These are pretty basic, but tablets in general aren't really known to carry sophisticated camera setups. The rear camera offers a small variety of shooting modes, including time-lapse, HDR, panorama, and a pro mode. It also offers up to 6 times zoom and can shoot 1080p video at 30 FPS. While the camera resolutions remain the same, only the front camera has an ultra-wide lens. Quality for both cameras is decent, and the front camera works great for video calls. They're both able to produce rich photos when there's enough available light, but quality starts to degrade when shooting in the dark or low light instances. The MatePad also has a follow cam feature for video calls. Enabling this will prompt the front camera to track one or more subjects to always keep them in frame. Unfortunately, we weren't able to test this feature out as it seems to be exclusive to Huawei's MeTime app, which can only be accessed by Huawei devices. Powering the MatePad is a Kirin 810, supported by up to 4GB of RAM and up to 64GB of storage. MicroSD cards can provide additional storage of up to 512GB. The MatePad runs on EMUI 10.1, which is based on Android 10. It's similar to the OS found on current Huawei phones, but with added features for its landscape orientation. The interface is familiar and clean with added gesture controls for ease of use. As for bloatware, the device does come with a couple of apps, but these actually haven't been downloaded or installed. If you want to have the app, simply tap on it to download. Daily tasks are handled with ease, animations are smooth, and we didn't experience any hiccups when opening and switching between apps. The device also handled gaming very well. We were able to run crowd favorites like Mobile Legends and Asphalt 9 with fluidity. The MatePad is loaded with productivity features like multi-screen collaboration, Huawei Share, and multi-window. We were able to use the multi-window feature the most as it was very useful for multitasking. It allows compatible apps to collapse into a floating screen or create a split screen so you can work on 2 things at once. Huawei Share made it easy to transfer files from the MatePad to our MateBook, but we were unfortunately unable to test out the multi-screen collaboration feature as we don't have a Huawei phone on hand. It's no secret that Google Play Store is not accessible for Huawei devices, but to remedy that, they have the AppGallery. There are already a number of apps available and they're constantly working on adding more. For apps not found on the AppGallery, there's the Petal Search widget, which is basically a search engine that checks for available APKs online. It simply makes things easier for users to get their hands on apps that they want on this tablet. For connectivity, the MatePad offers Wi-Fi, LTE, and Bluetooth 5.1. Huawei loaded the MatePad with a large 7250 mAh battery. We were able to get about 2 days use from a full charge, which included various activities including some light gaming, drawing, typing, and surfing the web. Do take note though that we were connected to the Wi-Fi this entire time, and having a SIM card in it and having data connectivity, it might consume more battery. As for charging, it's shipped with a 10-watt charger and USB-C cable. This made charging the device take its time, as it took us over 3 hours to fully charge the MatePad from 0 to 100%. And as always in our reviews, the Modern Creatures aims to find features in a device that make it worth buying. Some things that would give it an edge over its peers, and for the Huawei MatePad, it would be the combination of its 2K FullView display with anti-fingerprint coating and its Huawei M-Pencil. At its price range, the MatePad offers a responsive, pressure-sensitive display that produces rich images. Pairing this with the M-Pencil makes it an especially great and affordable choice for artists, and the anti-fingerprint coating is very convenient. It really does minimize marks on the screen, which is great, especially when drawing. So during our unboxing of the Huawei MatePad, which you can still watch by clicking here, we received a lot of questions from you guys, our viewers, asking about the device. So this is sort of like our creature corner, if you will, where we answer those questions. And we have those questions right here. So first off, Chester is asking if there's a 6GB variant. Well, according to the spec sheet that Huawei sent us, there's only 3 and 4GB variants available for the MatePad. So there you go. And next we have a question from John J. Olivo asking if it has a desktop view and if the keyboard of the MatePad Pro is compatible. No, unfortunately, desktop view is not available here. And as for the keyboard, the one for the MatePad Pro is not compatible for this. So you still have to get that by any chance that you have the MatePad Pro's keyboard. Okay, Nair Ayan also asked if the device can connect to a second screen like a projector or to a TV. Well, I'm not sure about the projector, but for TV, the MatePad has a feature called wireless projection that allows you to throw content onto a TV as long as you're connected to the same network or Wi-Fi. And VD the third asked about the MatePad's OTG capabilities and if it's able to read peripherals like keyboard, mouse, and thumb drives. Yes, we were able to try all those and they all worked perfectly. And our next question comes from Jamie Land 2011 asking if you have to buy the charger from the pen separately. No, actually, when you buy the M-Pencil, it already comes with the charger with it. So there you go. And lastly, Ordinary Girl asked if there's expandable storage. Well, as we mentioned earlier, yes, the MatePad comes with a slot for a micro SD that can support up to 512GB. We also had a follow-up question asking if you can install Google apps like Gmail, Drive, and Classroom. The answer is yes, technically you can install them onto the device, but you won't be able to open them since they require Google Play services. Although, you can still access them through your browser. And as for the MS Office app, there are no issues installing and running it. So there you go, guys. Thanks for sending in those questions, and if you want to know more about this device, just let us know in the comments below. The Huawei MatePad proved to be a worthwhile device for use both at home and on the go. Fast and responsive, the large screen is ideal for reading, drawing, and multitasking, while the M-Pencil is a great accessory that unlocks the full potential of the MatePad. Long sessions on the device aren't a problem with its eye care technology, so it's great for working or for studying at home. The Huawei MatePad with 4GB RAM and 64GB of storage is priced at 20,990 pesos, and if you buy it for its limited time offer, it comes bundled with a Huawei M-Pencil and folio case. And that's about it for the Huawei MatePad. Now, I know that Vika loves to use this for its drawing capabilities, but what about you guys? Would you use it as a tablet for drawing, or maybe for working from home or studying? Let us know in the comments section below. And as always, visit our website and follow us on our social media pages for more news, features, and reviews. That's it for me. I'm Kevin. You're with the Modern Creatures. Thanks for watching.